In this video, I am going to look at the ending of the novel Lord of the Flies. What does the ending uh, mean, and what it's all about? What does the ending mean, and what it's all about? Um, Three boys have been killed, or they have been dead because of various reasons. The first person to die is the mulberry colored boy, the mulberry colored birthmark on his face. The second person to die is Simon, who was mercilessly killed by the boys in a frenzied mood, thinking Simon to be the beast. And after that, it was followed by a tragic death of Piggy in chapter 11. um, there was this argument between Ralph and Jack, and they were fighting. As they were fighting, Piggy tried to speak, and he tried to remind them about rules and regulations. At that very moment, Roger shoves a massive stone down the mountainside. Ralph heard the rolling of the stone, and he tried his best to remind Piggy, but the stone was too fast. It was at a very fast pace rolling down, and it struck Piggy's head, and it shatters and knocks him down off the mountainside to his death. So, with Piggy's death, Sam and Eric are also forced to, join Jack's group. Not out of loyalty or allegiance, but because of fear. Again, Ralph, not from as we look at the boys, adults play a crucial role in the boys' life. The boys depend on them to guide and protect them. Adults help, children to follow rules and regulations, which are essential to be civilized people. When there were no longer any adults available to guide them and protect them, the boys decided to take responsibilities in their own hands. They chose their leader, Ralph, by voting to guide them as they worked to rescue themselves from the island uninhabited by none. However, everything turned absolutely wrong. So, coming back to the end, what does the novel signify? Remember, everyone is on the side of Jack. So the balance of, civilization and savagery. Right in the beginning, this balance is tilted more to the side of civilization, in sense that, if like a weighing machine. So the full weight was on the side of civilization at the outset of the novel, but in the end, everyone is now in a savage mode. And remember, this balance is now tilted more to the side of savagery completely, and Ralph is all alone in the end. And the boys are after Ralph. In the final pages of Lord of the Flies, Ralph is trying to, he's running for his life. Remember, Jack and the other boys are after him. Ralph, emerges onto the beach and is discovered by a naval officer who has come ashore after seeing the burning island from his ship. You know, Actually, ironically, if we look at Ralph's main motif throughout the entire novel has been, maintaining that smoke signal, so that, maybe if there's any passersby, they will be recognized and they'll be rescued. Yet, Jack's careless and murderous wildfire incites their rescue from the island. Second, the rest of the boys join Ralph and tell the officer about you know, about what has been happening and what happened to them. As they speak, the reality of what has happened to them, finally hit them, and several boys begin crying. They are transformed from murderous savages back into scared children. The quickness of the boys also, symbolize this transformation, symbolize their experience on the island has been a form of mass hysteria they weren't fully aware of as it was happening. Again, more notably, Ralph was relieved that he was rescued. However, he started crying uncontrollably. And remember, the other boys were also like puzzled, confused, and they just cried along with Ralph. But the reason why Ralph cried in the end, very importantly, was, he has been rescued, but he has lost his innocence. Remember that the one another theme is loss of innocence. He has lost his innocence, including the other boys, and three innocent children have been killed. They have died, all because of their savage instinct. So no matter how hard he tries to be back to that normal self, he will never be the same. And with that thought in his mind, he just couldn't help but cry. Um, the devastating realization for both Ralph and the reader suggests that despite our best efforts to uphold order and civility, humans are inherently prone to self-destruction. This ending suggests that despite what we want to believe, the line between civilized order and inherent human savagery is blurred. They've been rescued. The boys are really, they can all go home. But Ralph could not help himself. He knows that his best friend Piggy is dead, and the most innocent boy who remained the same till the very end is also dead now. Although Ralph is rescued, he realizes that although he is safe, he will never be the same again. He has lost his innocence and has learned about the evil that lurks within all human beings. So, what we can learn from the novel is, in order to survive, rules and regulations, laws and orders are not the only things that will hold us together. It is only our goodness, our kindness, our love that will hold our world in unity, and our world can flourish. That is something which we can learn from the novel. Remember, why did the First World War and the Second World War happen? It happened because, those world leaders, it's just, they are the ones who make decisions. And this war happened because many leaders had their own selfish motives. They had this desire to exploit others, and from there it got bigger and bigger, and there was this mass world wars. which caused complete destruction to our world. So what we can learn is, rules and regulations are just like a thin veil. It if we cannot suppress our savage instinct, if we cannot suppress our desire to harm others, our world will come to an end anytime soon. The only way we can live together and the only way our world can flourish is through respecting each other, loving one another, and being kind. And that goodness has to be natural. It cannot be taught by someone else. If you are good, you're good. If we are good, we are good. And we cannot teach others to be good. It has to be ourselves, and it has to be innate rather than external. So that is it, and I hope you've learned something. Thank you.